Hey, it's Tax Whips time from TaxMama.com. Today, TaxMama wants to tell you about fighting the good fight for the rights of homeowners who filed for the Homebuyers credit. What's the latest issue? When a married person files a separate tax return, how much is half the homebuyer's credit? Is it based on half the purchase price of the house, or half of $8,000, or $6,500 or $7,500, depending on which credit they qualify for? Well, here's the story. Our client was married, and as much as she may have loved her husband, he wasn't terrific with finances, so she kept her funds and tax returns separate from his. Smart woman. When she bought a new home in 2009, she bought it in her own name. Without question, she qualified for the first-time homebuyer's credit. And when you're married filing a separate return, your homebuyer's credit is limited to half of the $8,000, which means she could get no more than $4,000. So we're all agreed, right? Okay. The cost of the home was quite low. Let's say it was $35,000. 10% of $35,000 is only $3,500. That sounds like it's below $4,000 to me. What about you? Of course, IRS managed to make us fight for it, so it took a very long time to get her credit approved. When she finally got the approval and the check, it was for only half the $3,500, or $1,750. That wasn't just a surprise, that was quite a shock. We called, got nowhere, we filed an appeal, and included a copy of each of the tax acts relevant to the definition of the homebuyer's credit, highlighting the relevant passages. IRS Appeals made their decision last month, in May. The appeals officer agreed with the original IRS clerk who processed the original check. She said essentially, yep, woman is married, gets a credit for only half the purchase price, case closed, goodbye, get lost, get on with your life. Well, I wasn't real happy with that, so I called her up and we had a friendly chat. Really, it was friendly, and it was within 30 days of the appeals decision, even though her case was closed. And I clarified several points with her. One, the woman bought the house herself, with her own funds and in her own name. She's living in the home and she qualifies for the credit. The husband is not on title and he's not on the loan. And even if he were, when multiple buyers buy a home, any one of them is entitled to the full credit as long as no one claims more than $8,000. Therefore, she's entitled to claim the credit on the full value of the house up to the married filing separate limit. The married filing separate limit is $4,000. The $3,750 she claimed is less than $4,000, so she's entitled to the other half of her credit. Well, the appeals officer called yesterday, and after discussing it with her boss and doing some research, they decided the interpretation of the law is half the credit is only $4,000, not half the purchase price, and the check is, well, or it will be, in the mail. And remember, you can find answers to all kinds of questions about home buyers credits and other tax issues free. Where? Where else? At TaxMama.com.